I am back with another video. Thank you so much for watching my previous videos. We are almost on 1,000 views. So let's get right into this. Qatar, Fly Emirates, Etihad, Fly Dubai, all those big Middle East airlines just hire anybody, just anybody. Like your race, your height, your language skills, body size, education, your citizen, your age. So we're going to be touching all that and explain to you more on what is expected of you, how fair is it for you. So before we get into the video, don't forget to like and subscribe to my channel so you can watch more of my videos. So yeah, let's get right into it. So okay, the first thing is education. What are the requirements? What level of education do they prefer? The minimum required education for this is your high school. You have to pass your high school. You have to have your high school diploma. And yeah, that's basically it on high school. So if you have high school, if you didn't manage to go to college, you're still fine. You can still be a flight attendant for Fly Emirates or for Qatar Airways. So yeah, you're good. Okay, it's an added advantage for you if you have college, if you have any tertiary education. It makes you stand out, of course, but it's not a guarantee that you're going to get the job. Also, cabin crew training. There's some people who go for cabin crew training courses, like they do a year of training. It's an advantage to other airlines. You go for other airlines like South African Airways, they need you to have your cabin crew training certificate, so you need that. But for Fly Emirates, Qatar Airways, no, you don't need that. You just need your high school and you're good to go. It's an advantage if you have the course, but it does not necessarily mean that you're going to get through. And also, if you do get through, you're still going to get through the training like everybody else, everyone. So if you have it, great. If you don't, still okay, you can still get through. Okay, let's just get to the next one. The next one is age. Your age, how old are you? So you need to be 21 years old by the time of joining. You can still apply 3 months before your 21st birthday, which means you can apply once you were 20, waiting to be 21 in 3 months, so you can join. Maximum age or the age limit for your application, they do not tell people, they don't tell you which age you should be or anything, but I've heard it used to be 35. Oh, that was your retirement age. Like you can only work for these airlines until you're 35, but I've heard that they've lowered it to 30, 31. I guess they want like youth looking crew. I don't know, but I know someone, her name is Debbie. Oh, I'll put her name here. She is a flight attendant and she's 30. She's like 30 something and she looks great. You can still think that she's 24 or something. She looks amazing and she still works for Fly Emirates. So I'm sure it depends with how you're looking, how good you are. Are they having any problems with you because of old age, I guess. But basically you don't really, unless maybe you're 60, like, and no one is comfortable having an 80-year-old serve them food. No offense. This one is the language spoken by the attendant. It is enough to speak a lot of languages, of course, because you're going to cover more ground, unlike someone who just speaks one language. So being able to communicate effectively with your fellow teammates, and most importantly, the clients, the customers. It doesn't matter if you have an accent. It doesn't really matter. The world is full of people with different accents, so it doesn't matter as long as you can communicate, as long as you can speak English, as long as it's English, you're good to go. Even if you sound like me, because I know people who can only speak one language and they're still in the airlines. They work for the airlines, so cool. I also know people who speak like 5 languages, like MJ. I'm gonna put her name here or just a picture of her here. She's also a Fly Emirates flight attendant and she's also a YouTuber, so check out her videos. So MJ speaks she speaks English, she speaks German, she speaks French and a little bit of Korean. So you know, and she still got the job. So it's okay. You can speak one language and be able to get through, get in, work for the rest of your life if you want to work there for the rest of your life. This Middle East Airlines just hire any race? Yes, they do. I mean, if you check on their website or Fly or Emirates social media pages, you always find different races in the crew. They always try to diversify and make sure they hire from different countries. It's an international airline. They're trying to represent every country in their airlines, so they hire from every country. I've heard complaints though that crews from these airlines have been complaining that they are not hiring enough black people. They could do better, like the recruiters could do better, like they don't have many black people, I guess. I really don't know how true this is because I've never seen all of the cabin crew in one place, so I can see which one is more dominant than the other. Okay, so let's get to the next one, which is body size. This is also another sensitive subject, and they tend to disclose this information from the world. However, people do have this stereotypical view that flight attendants are supposed to look like models. They're supposed to be slender and tall and everything. But I have seen plus size cabin crew. Like this other time I was in a mall and she was wearing her uniform. She was plus size and she looked amazing. So I think it's okay. Unless if this happens, if this body changes happen whilst you're already working for the airline, then they can't fire you, can they? That would be discrimination. Like, it would be a mess. So I have heard, the last time I went for the interview, I heard that Qatar Airways, they do not hire models. So if you have that on your resume, take it off just to be safe. I don't know how far true it is, but I heard. So if you heard, there's a chance that it's true. So just take it off your resume, be safe. I don't know why they don't want models or anything, or I guess, but if you can be too big for them or if you can be too small for them. So it's not something that you get to know. They just tell you didn't get it, or you just know that you didn't get through. You don't know why. Is it because you're too small or is it because you're too big? Where you were born, the country. I've heard that there are countries that these airlines do not hire from. I don't know which countries these are, or maybe there's a war or something. They can't come there because there's a war, but they don't really tell you as well which countries they don't hire from. So if they don't come to your country, there is a possibility that they don't hire from that country. But at the same time, you can also go to a different country for the interview. I remember going for an interview with this other girl from Kenya, and they were no longer coming there because the building they used to interview in got bombed or something. I've heard this other guy who was asking me on Facebook that he's from Nigeria, I think, and these people, Qatar Airways does not come to Nigeria. That's what he said. And the only option for him to go for these interviews is if he goes to a different country, and it's so expensive for him. And I told him sometimes it's not worth it to go to a different country for these interviews, because it's not a guarantee that you're going to get it. But also, if you have the money and if you have the resources, go for it. I mean, so also I don't know, let's say you were born in country A that they do not recruit from, but then you moved to a different country. Will they still not hire you even though you live in a different country? I am not sure. I will find out more about that, but these are some of the things they don't say for very understandable reasons, I guess. Okay, so let's get to the height. How tall are you supposed to be for you to work for these airlines? Okay, so for Fly Emirates and Qatar Airways, you are supposed to reach a point of 212 centimeters, which is marked on the wall. You're supposed to reach that even on your tippy toes. So why do they do that? Why are you supposed to be that tall? You need to help passengers store their bags in the overhead compartments, and you should be able to reach for medical equipment. You should also be not too tall. Apparently you're not supposed to be more than 6 feet tall, because like, how are you gonna walk down, up and down the aisle? You're gonna bump into the roof, and there's certain essential duties that you need to do, and if you're too tall you won't be able to do that. But then requirements are different from airline to airline, so it's really good, it's really in your best interest to find out about all this before you get to the interview. Go on their website, research, ask people who know more about it, so that you get a general overview of what's needed and what's not needed, and what you should do before you go for this interview, so that you know, even if you don't get it at the end of the day, you know you tried your very best and that they don't deserve you. Just tell yourself that. Of course, if you really want something and you don't get it, it sucks, trust me, I know. But then sometimes it's just not the right time for you, and there's gonna be a next time. So for the video, thank you so much guys. I really hope you enjoyed this video, and that you subscribe to my channel, and that if you have any questions, just comment down below, and you know, we will talk about it in the next video. And if you have any suggestions, again, comment down below, and don't forget to subscribe. Bye.